out of the water. They got 7 heads, and then some of the heads got 2 horns, and others got 1 horn. And, that's not what it's saying. Okay, you gonna get with this with the okay, come.
These are the 7 heads. You got the Greeks.
Okay, so-called white people.
The British.
More.
Germania Major.
Yeah, that's Germany.
Yep.
Okay.
Germania Minor.
Minor, same thing.
Spanish.
All right.
The French.
Right.
And the Romans.
Right.
So the 7 heads of the dragon.
So those what do those nations? What do those heads have in common? They're all Edomites. They're all Edomite nations.
So-called white men ruled nations.
So-called white man ruled nations. All right. That's all. And so let me read. So go back to Revelation.
Back Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea,
right,
and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Okay, so and out of 10 horns, it goes back to the what do you call it? The common market, the Commonwealth market.
Hey, because we can give it to you plain. It's NATO and the EU.
Yeah.
Now people say, well, that's more than 10 heads. 10 heads. Yeah. But if you go to the 10 original nations, that it was, and then they broke off from that. They try to, because they knew they were fulfilling prophecy. So they had to break it up. They had to break England and Scotland up, even though they're the same island.
They're trying to upset prophecy.
They had to break Portugal and Spain up, even though they're right next to each other. But that's just a so-called devil trying to break up prophecy. But he's still gonna get judged. Prophecy's still gonna get passed. Just because the devil thinks he's slick doesn't mean he's getting one over on the Most High.
So that's the EU. It started off with 10 nations. Now it's 20 some odd nations.
28.
Oh, thanks. See, brother knows. 28 nations. That's what it is today. But it started off with 10. Okay, and now so that's what's going on here. Go ahead.
Right. And his head, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So the 10 horns, those represents 10 kings, 10 kingdoms, which, hey, again, the EU, NATO, those are 10. Originally, those are 10 different nations run by 10 different kings, man, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 2, and when it says in the name of blasphemy, because all they do is blaspheme the name of the Most High. Everything that the so-called white man does through his philosophies and policies that he pushes around the world is blasphemy against the Most High. He pushes homosexuality. He puts the woman above the man. That's all blasphemy against the Most High. Okay? So verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. In verse 3, this is the point. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death.
Right. So now that the head. Now we're talking about the Romans.
7th head.
The 7th. Okay. All right. The Romans. Right. And so what it says is wounded. Read it again.
And I saw of his heads as if he were wounded to death.
Right, because the Roman Empire, it ended up falling. All right, and it was through what do you call it? Same thing that's kind of going on right now, financial,
economic collapse.
Yeah.
They spread out their military too far.
Too far out. Yep.
All right, that goes into Nebuchadnezzar's dream that Daniel broke down of the 10 toes mixed with iron and clay. Because the iron represents America's military, and that clay represents the EU nations, man. Because they're all still working together. But what? They're all against each other, and that's what happened during the Roman Empire when they broke up into those 10. I believe it was 10 different nations at that time, and they were all against each other. And what ended up happening? They collapsed, and that's what's happening here again in America. When you read Revelation chapter 17 and 18, you see that these other nations are starting to hate America. It's prophecy. It's been written and it's been said over and over and again. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, man. Same thing happened with the Roman Empire is happening today. Why? Because it's the same exact spirit and system, man. Okay?
So it says wounded unto death?
Kind. It says, as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
All right.
So
Go ahead.
So you had the Roman Empire fail, you had the Byzantine Empire rise, which some people might know as the Moors. They rose and they ruled Europe for about 1,000 years.
So they don't teach that the Byzantine Empire was the Moors. They don't teach that. Okay, you have to research that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you read about the Byzantine Empire in college or in high school, whatever the case is,
I never even learned about it.
I didn't know, neither did I. I don't remember, but yeah, you'll probably learn about it if you go to college or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll teach
Some
you about
type
it
of
there.
history.
They don't teach you
Detailed European history.
yeah, when you have an actual professor, but he's not going to go into them being so-called black men.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
The same black men that are over here in America that are put in slavery. They don't teach that. When they show pictures of them, they're gonna show them to be so-called white people. All right. But no, it says that was wounded unto death. All right. And read the wounded unto death and then read on again. It's like
It says, and his deadly wound was healed,
right.
and all the world wondered after the beast.
Okay, so now that wound was healed, and since it's been healed, was healed in what? The Renaissance.
Well, I'll get it. I'll get that part too. I believe that's Revelation 20.
See, we're gonna break it down every piece by piece because we see this is history that's repeated itself. All right, well, really, it's history in order. Okay, now we're getting to, you got it?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
We're about to read that time of the deadly wound. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, which that bottomless pit is talking about the land of Europe, and a great chain in his hand. And that great chain represents slavery, because the so-called white man was in slavery under the Moors, which are Israelites, during the Byzantine Empire. Read it up in your history. Okay? Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
There it is. You see 1,000 years. So now you go back into the history. That 1,000 years was who was basically ruling the known world at that time was what you would call the Moors. All right, they were really the chief ones ruling the world, because Esau was moved back into the mountains. All right. Yeah, there was
slaves under us.
And then Ishmaelites started coming up. We started using the Ishmaelite. That's what the Moors were doing. They were basically under the Islam. Okay, and all that is Jake. Jake was all into that stuff. Okay, Jake's start was to form all things anyway. Okay, there's more than that.
Verse 3. Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. So the Roman Empire, they were deceiving the whole world. They were pushing all these wicked philosophies, all right, trying to keep away the name of Yahweh Shai, trying to completely do away with the truth. But what? The Lord shut him up, he sealed him up, he put him into slavery, and he cast him into that bottomless pit.
Yep.
All right? And it says, and after that he must be loosed a little season. And we're living in that little season
now. God.
Because what happened after the Byzantine Empire fell? What happened after the so-called Moors fell? The Renaissance came about. Once the Dark Ages went away with, which is why they called it the Dark Ages. They called it the Dark Ages because so-called Negroes ruled Europe in that time. That's why they say they have no so-called history recorded. But really there is history of the Dark Ages. It was ruled by so-called black men, Israelites. And you so-called white people were slaves during that time.
Yes, you were.
That's why there's no history recorded there, because you don't want to know about that history. You don't want that true history to be pushed out. But guess what? You got your chance, and you got let loose a little season.
Yep. And we're in that little season now where you get a chance to run amok.
Yep.
And the Lord really put the spirit on you.
What was that season called, brother? The Renaissance.
Yeah, that's the Renaissance, the rebirth. Okay?
The rebirth, man.
All right. So and they call it that now. During the Renaissance period, that's when the whole iconoclasm took place, where you actually took the actual images that was painted in.
I'll get that.
Yeah, you get the Apocrypha.
The Apocrypha.
Yeah. What they did was they took the images, whitewashed it, so to speak, what they call iconoclasm, which is mean the destruction of the icon, the destruction of images. All right, and put their faces on it so it could look like that they was the ones that was always in power. It was always them in power. Go ahead, read it.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the images of their likeness. Or Salak, had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Read it one more time. I missed it. Sorry.
1 Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
All right, book of the law. Okay, so they laid open the scrolls, the Bible. All right, the Old Testament. Go ahead.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right, the heathen. So the heathen, in that case, which was the so-called white man.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, it was the so-called white man. He saw the images of the so-called black man, and he said, you know what? Let me erase that, and let's put our complexion on there, and let's and put that out there. Let's destroy the old images and make it just like the old ones, but let's just change a couple little things around, and then close the book. Yeah.
Let's spray this shit with bleach.
Yeah, just bleach it a little bit, and then put it up on display, and that's what it's always been. Okay, and it did, and that actually worked.
I'll get that.
That
got him getting Joe.
Yeah, he getting it. Yeah, because that actually worked. Because I know growing up as a child, and all the way up until a little while ago, I believed that's what it was. I said, oh, it's always been the so-called white man. I didn't really believe that our people were that great until, my mid-20s. I'm like, damn, there's more to us than this. Okay, no, we used to rule. That's what the brother bringing out. We were ruling everything. We ruled all Europe. Okay, we was all over Africa. We were ruling parts of Asia. Okay, we were the first samurais.
First Vikings.
The Vikings. Okay, that was Negroes. Okay, the Native American Indians. There was more than just a bunch of savages that they put on. No, they had beautiful kingdoms. Okay, y'all tend to forget that. Well, it's not your fault. Okay, because what? We have the wicked running the world, and if the wicked is in rulership, that's when confusion comes.
Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, this is a scripture we go to. This is a go-to scripture. Okay, all Israelites should know this one. Okay, read it again.
This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked.
Okay, the earth, planet Earth is given. It was given into the hand of the wicked. Because what? When you go back into the book of Genesis, all right, into the when Esau was being a punk, a bitch, and he was mad, he was upset that he didn't get the blessing. He asked Isaac. He was like, "You ain't got nothing for me." And Isaac,
another blessing.
Yeah, you want to bring it out?
What is that? 30.
It's 30 something. I don't remember exactly. Forgive me. If you could, yeah, you might have to look it up. But back then, because what?
27.
It was okay. Oh, it was 27. Okay, because it was given unto the hand of the wicked. So now we have to understand who the wicked is and who was the earth given to. So it actually kind of breaks it down right here. Okay, because and this is in the beginning of the Bible. All right, this is in the beginning of the Bible. If you know the story of Jacob and Esau being the so-called white man, we don't have to break all that down, but we're gonna just bring out the tidbits of it. Who the earth was given into, who it was promised to for a period of time. Okay, go ahead. You.
Go ahead. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse.
Actually, you know what? Hold that. Yeah, finish it off.
Finish it off?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And he covered the face of the judges thereof.
All right, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. So the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and that wicked man covered the faces of the judges, meaning the Israelites, okay, the rulers, the true children of the Most High of God, okay, the Most High and the Son. He covered the faces, meaning that he changed the likenesses of them, just like he just read it in 1 Maccabees. Okay, go ahead.
If not, where and who is he?
Right. If not, then where and who is he? Okay. If it's not the so-called white man, then where and who is he? So let's prove that it's the so-called white man. Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 27 verse 30.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna start at 30.
Okay.
And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father.
Because Jacob just got the real blessing.
He said, let me skedaddle.
Yeah, he dipped off. He like, yo, he done finesse his pops.
He did the moonwalk out of there.
Yeah, into the shadows. You know, with the ill blessing. The illest blessing, yo, he got the kingdom of heaven come, yo, everything. And he wasn't even supposed to get it, but through the Spirit he was. But you know what I'm saying? The scriptures, I mean, it was supposed to be given unto the elder son, which is Esau. That's how everything used to go. You used to give your inheritance unto the elder son. Okay, go ahead.
And that Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting.
Right. Now Esau come in. You know, he just
walks in Esau. This is the script you're reading. Walks in Esau. Esau steps in.
Now Esau, yeah, like a play.
If you look at it as a screenplay, in walks Esau.
In walks Esau. Yeah, Jacob left the scene. He's at backstage now, changing outfits, and Esau walks in.
You gotta be a visionary with this thing, man. You gotta envision this as you read it, man.
Because now you gotta think of it. Because now Esau
is a playwright.
Really is of an actual story that happened. Because now you see Esau coming from
two stories.
He's hunting. He's all sweaty and nasty, stinky like he was supposed to smell. Because Jacob, he actually made himself smell bad, so you can smell like his brother Esau. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's horrendous. All right, verse 31. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me.
So now gonna give him the food, some good food. Yeah. So now he acted like that conversation he had with Jacob never happened. When he was eating the food out there, he was starving as a bitch. He sold his birth. He had like that never happened.
He coming in all nonchalant. Like,
let me get that blessing. What's up?
Right here, boy.
So with that blessing, pops. Like a little punk. Go ahead.
32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau.
Yeah, so you gotta think of it like this. You're like, wait a minute. If you're an Esau, then who the hell was that a second ago?
You're about to read it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now Isaac is confused. You gotta remember Isaac's blind. He can't see. All right, he lost his vision, so he's going by his other senses. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly
because he done something really bad.
Shit.
I did something fucked up just now.
Which really was all through the spirit.
Yeah, you can't stop the spirit, baby. All right, but he said he trembled because he just gave the blessing of the bloodline onto the wrong person. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him.
Yeah, who was that just a second ago? Go ahead.
Yea, and he shall be blessed. And this is verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great, exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you gave it to him already? Oh shit! Yo, you gave it to him already?
You gotta be charismatic with this, man.
Oh,
bless me!
No.
Bless me, father!
Yeah, you got something else? You gave it to him? No! This is a big deal! You gotta understand that this is back in the day when we had an actual connection with the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay?
Our spirits were more alive, man. You know, nowadays, we got all these chemtrails and foods possessed with chemicals that we're all docile. Our emotions don't really, well, not really emotions, but our spirits ain't really lively like it was back then, man. We're not as fervent with the spirit as we were back then, man.
And it really also, the Lord turned his back on us because we done made a grave error in our ways. You know? So the Lord ain't dealing with us like he used to deal with us back then. Hell no. And on top of that, like the brother just said, we are completely shut off from the spirit. Okay? Not, brothers, the hopeful elect that's building up, that now that spirit is starting to shine on brothers.
But even with the elect, the spirit is not as heavy as it was with the prophets.
No way.
Not even close. We ain't getting no visions like the prophets were getting.
No, not even
we get some visions, but not like them.
Not what we're.
But it's not given up to us to do that. We have the ability of understanding the visions that were before us.
Because the vision,
They didn't have the understanding back then.
no, yeah, we're the ones that are breaking it down now. Okay, we're the ones that break down the visions.
It's all a perfect balance.
Yeah, you see, we can break down Revelation now. It's easy.
They had the visions, they didn't have the understanding. We have the understanding, we don't have the vision.
The vision aforetime was written for our learning. How's it go?
Foretime for our learning.
Yeah, aforetime was written for our learning. Read on.
Verse 35. And it reads, and he said, and this is Isaac, I believe it's Isaac, it might be Esau. And he said, thy brother came with some, yeah, this is Isaac.
This is Isaac, okay.
And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing.
Yeah, because what? He's a supplanter. All right? Jacob, which is Yaquab is supplanter. That's Yaquab is a Hebrew word for Jacob. It means supplanter, which means really to finesse. What I'm saying.
Which goes to show you that the scriptures are that they spoke Hebrew, because when you go into the Hebrew word for Jacob, it means supplanter. And in verse 36 proves that.
Go ahead.
Verse 36, and he said, is he not rightly named Jacob?
That's what I'm talking about.
For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
Oh, see?
He took away my birthright.
I forgot I said that.
And behold, now he had taken away my blessing.
See? You see that? He took away, read that again.
And he said, is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
These 2 times.
He had taken away my birthright.
Right.
And behold, he had taken away my blessing.
So Jacob was rightfully owned. That's a nomen omen. So that. See, so Nate, I was going to show you another thing. Let's go off top of this a little bit. Names are very powerful. Okay. So when you get a name, you make sure it means something noble. Otherwise, you're going to turn out to be a demon. That right there, that was supposed to happen because he was rightfully named Jacob, so that the 12 tribes, us, can actually get this blessing. It was supposed to be this way, brothers. Okay, I forgot I even said that in there, that he was rightfully named Jacob. I forgot I said that. Read on if there's more. Yeah, there's plenty more. The points come out. Yeah. Hold that, 'cause I want you to read that again.
And he took away my birthright, and behold, now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Right. So here's the point. So now he's trying to get his faculties back together. He's like, yo, all right. So you have anything for me? You have anything for me? You have to have something. I know you gave it to him. I can't have that. Gotta give me something. Go.
And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him Lord, thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. What shall I do now unto thee, my son?
Yeah, I already gave him everything. What can I give you? You coming, you late to the party, brother. You got punked, bro, by your younger brother. You gonna let him do that to you? Damn, this is a big deal. But I mean, we're joking, but this is actually a big deal. I mean, this is a beautiful thing for us.
This is a turning of events.
This changed the whole game. Because imagine if that man actually got the blessing. Oh my God.
We'd be done for, bro. This would be the kingdom we would be in.
This is it. This is the best it gets.
This is it.
This is the best it gets.
We'd be done for, bro. Jacob would be ruined. We'd be in a worse condition than we are right now.
Holy shit, imagine that. I ain't want to imagine. We'll make a video on that another day, Lord willing.
No, we ain't going to be no video on that because there ain't no if ands of it because it ain't going to happen.
It will never happen. It'll be an ugly, ugly situation for brothers if this man got the blessing. Go ahead.
And this is verse 38. And Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Something?
Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, like a punk. He's like a bitch, man. Cause like he coming here like he didn't just sell his birthright to the man. He acted like that never happened, bro. He really tried to go and get it. He really went hunting and came back and tried to get it, even though he just sold it. He was actually trying to play Jacob. If you look at it like that, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know I sold it to him, but fuck that, I'm gonna get it anyways. Nah, dog. He got that early.
Yep.
Go ahead now.
Verse 39, and this is the point.
Yep.
And verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Right, so now he said, all right, I got something for you. Your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Okay? The fatness of the earth, the best parts of the earth, the most cleanest, luscious parts of the planet Earth. It's all yours, Esau, my son. You're gonna have that.
For a time.
For a time, though, okay? This is because ultimately Jacob has the actual blessing, okay? But through the spirit, this had to happen, and it happened all through the spirit because we were gonna go off, okay? But go ahead, and the door, and it said what the door. Go ahead.
Dew of heaven from above.
Right, go ahead.
And by the sword shall I live, and shall serve thy brother.
Right. Oh, so now he said, by the sword shalt thou live. So by violence. By violence. Matter of fact, let me get one thing with swiftness, if I could.
Proverbs.
I'm gonna get an Obadiah scripture real quick.
Go ahead, get that.
Yeah, 1 second. Speak real quick.
Hey, because that's what Esau is, man. Esau is the sword of the Lord. That's how he chastised our people, man. Through Esau. That's why to this very day we're still getting our asses whooped and killed out on the streets by by Esau, man, the so-called white man. Because Esau is the sword of the Lord. And the Lord is using Esau to whoop our people into correction. Whip the elect into election, into correction. I say that because the elect got out of, they woke up to the ass whoopings. You know? Go ahead.
So real quick, so we said by the sword, right? Okay. So basically by violence. So this is Obadiah. This is basically a letter to the Edomites. Obadiah verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, okay, shame shall cover thee. So shame is eventually going to come upon you Edomites for the violence that you ended up ruling the whole earth with, and thou shalt be cut off forever. That was it on that. Or was it a little bit more?
Well, let me get one more piece to prove that
Oh, yeah.
Esau is the Lord's sword.
Okay, con. Oh yeah, in Psalms. Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13.
Right.
Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, just to prove that Job 9 and 24 is talking about Esau.
Yep.
Because we just read in Genesis that Esau, he was given the blessing of the sword,
Yep.
and the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. Psalm 17:13, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
See that? So now that proves it right there that the wicked, okay, from the wicked, which is thy sword, he shall rule the what do you say?
He has dominion of the world.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He has dominion of the world and through the earth, and you're gonna rule with the sword. Okay,
And
simple
he
as
did
that.
what? He did what? He covered the face of the judges thereof.
Matter of fact, read that again.
So now we just proved that Esau the wicked, which is said in Job 9 and 24.
Let me read it one more time.
Kind.
Got it.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given in the hands of the wicked, and he covered the face of the judge thereof.
Right.
If not, where and who is he?
Right. So now we know who the wicked is, and it really was that simple. Okay. Yeah, we can go deeper into who Esau is if you want to read Genesis 21. You can read that. Okay, because that breaks down who Esau is and what he looks like. Okay, and it really is simple. But you gotta get it. Yeah. But what we're saying is this man has been ruling the earth. So the prophecy said that he's going to rule the earth by he's going to get the fatness of the earth. All right, and he's going to rule it with the sword by violence.
Hey, because we read, it said the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked.
Right.
We just read that the earth, the world, the earth is given unto the hands of Esau. And we just read in Psalms that the wicked is the Lord's sword. And the blessing of the sword was given unto Esau. So you can only connect 2 and 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. It only makes sense. You can't make 2 plus 2 equals 5. Although you have some dummies out here today that say that it is what you want it to be. Right? But that's what? That's Satanism.
That's it.
Which goes back to Esau.
It's all Esau. Always goes back to Esau.
Because Esau will let you do whatever he wants, because as long as you do whatever you want, you ain't worried about the truth. You know?
And just to bring another point here, I don't want to read the whole part of it. I mean, we can. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. All right, because this is also going to prove who the wicked is here. All right, I'll start at the top if you want to break it down. Verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Who was the father of Alexander the Great? It was Philip IV from Macedonia. All right, that's secular history right there. All right, you don't got to go into the Bible to know who the father of Alexander the Great was. It was Philip IV from the land of Macedonia.
You might have did a project on it in 8th grade or some shit.
You might have.
Yeah. Okay, Philip of Macedon. So it says, and it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, same guys that you read about.
So now we know what Alexander that's talking about. That's talking about Alexander the Great.
Yep. The Macedonian, so we know exactly who it is.
Yep.
Who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, and made many wars and won many strongholds.
Because Alexander the Great, he was one of the greatest kings or greatest rulers to rule, man. And he destroyed many people, man. He overcame all the known world at that time, man. He destroyed everybody, man. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, bro?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just out here doing what we gotta do, man. You know.
Hey, this is my girlfriend Katie.
Hey, how's it going?
I know Andres.
Hey, we gotta get back to the lesson, though, but
hey, good seeing you, Andres.
Hey, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
that's the way.
Ash broke the tree too.
Oh, well,
yeah, that's good.
Okay, well, Spirit had him on by.
Yeah, so just to show them that hey, this is for real.
Yeah. Hey, maybe yeah. So going back into it, I'll read verse 2 again. So we're talking about Alexander, verse 2, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 3, and went through the ends of the earth. Okay, now we're talking about the ends of the earth, well, you know, of the known world.
Yeah.
Okay, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Hey, because nobody was stepping up to Alexander at that time, boy. Ain't nobody wanted to mess with Alexander because he was a bad killing machine, man.
Hey, the earth was given into his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, by the Lord. So yeah, nobody could touch this man. This is his time. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Okay, these are the Edomites, chiefly Alexander.
Hey, so what's it like, man? You know, hey, man, the Lord ain't playing with you, man. The Lord ain't playing with these people out here, man. The Lord is giving you no excuse to not could be out here, man. The Lord is bringing you across the men of the Lord for a reason, man. And y'all people are just walking by and wanting to shake hands with the men of the Lord like y'all know what's going on, man. The Most High is gonna judge you, man. Y'all better wake the hell up, man. Y'all better wake up, man.
Cause you coming by here, there's actually mercy given unto you, man.
Man.
You don't. It's not a everyday occurrence in which you will walk by prophets of God. All right, we'll say it like that in terms you'll understand. Okay, it's not every day you're gonna walk by prophets of God. So you're gonna take that time and look at the sign and then keep walking. Hey, man, this is the time for you to get right with the Lord. But
try to come up here, introduce me to your girl, man. Come on, man.
This is my girlfriend.
Hey, just for brothers that don't know,
Yeah, break it down.
that dude that just came up, that's a Gadite that me and the brother Ash know from the world, you know, from way back in the world, man. We knew this dude since high school.
Confusion of face.
Yeah, confusion of face, dude. He looks like a straight up Edomite, but the dude's a Gadite. And hey, we broke the truth to him on plenty of occasions, man. And the dude has asked us plenty of questions throughout the time. You know, he's asked us questions about this and about that. But wait, here it is. The Lord just revealed it to him. These men are actually out here doing this. He came across the camp and he just wanted to come up here and shake my hand and introduce you to his girl, man.
It's better than